So, a very good afternoon to everyone who's present here. I would not like to start with an orthodox quote or a poem from Google because I know you're not all here to be bored. You want to know something interesting. And what I'll instead do is narrate my journey of an incident that happened with me and how that is actually relatable to each and every one of us present here. In this conference, we have students from class 11 and 12, and we even have students from class 6 and 7. So even if those young students have not experienced something like this, I am sure that they will, at some stage of their life, come across something like this. And by my narrative, what I intend to do is not propose an ideal solution per se to that problem, but at least provide some information on how you can tackle that situation better. When I say what exactly is my topic of the speech, and when even the people at my university asked me, I do not know what my topic of the speech is. So what I can do is, I can narrate my journey to you, and then maybe at the end, we can together figure out what exactly my topic of the speech is. My journey begins somewhere in the COVID lockdown in 2020, as a regular teenager who has his best friend, a core circle, and in my case, an extrovert who likes to socialize. Now, what happens is, some stuff happens and bam, I find that my best friend has someone who's become closer to him, and I get the feeling of being replaced. I'm sure every one of us has been there, or if not, there may come instances where you will be in a situation like this. I somehow get to see some chats of my friend with his newly made best friend. And there is bad mouthing about me in those chats. Our friendship takes a toll. But bear with me, the story has a good ending, and we will get to there in a while. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are things that we are proud of, and there are some things that we're not proud of. Here's something that I'm not proud of. I did not talk to my best friend when I had all those feelings inside me. I did not confront him. And believe me, in my 17 years of existence, something that I can say with conviction is that it's always better to let your feelings out, let your inner feelings out, because if something that is eating you inside and you keep it in yourself and do not flow it out through any other mechanism, it will just cage you, and it will have you be very guilty, very trapped, like a prisoner inside. But here's something that I did that I'm really proud of. I did not know that a 15-minute mere chat that I read could change my whole perspective on life. What I did was, I related my problem of a teenager facing a very trivial issue of being left out to the world. Because as you see, ladies and gentlemen, out there in the world, there are other people. There are the elderly. There are women in domestic households. There are younger siblings. There are so many people in the society who go through the same thing. So what I realized was that there are the elderly. And I started an NGO called Enlightening Souls. An NGO that aimed at including the elderly in the society. What we wanted to do through the NGO was that it was COVID and everything had been digitalized. The elderly were already left out in old age homes, but even after technology had grown, they had not gotten used to the new way, that is Instagram, social media, Facebook Lives, Zoom webinars. And we basically just held sessions to acknowledge and to basically spread awareness of how the elderly could use that to get involved in the society. Not just in their family or talk to their relatives, but explore the vast social media that there is. Make friends online. They could not go to gardens and parks as frequent in COVID, but they could use the virtual parks that Metaverse created. And even today, I have the organization where I conduct sessions in old age homes. And I request, if any of you has any organization or any old age home that you feel will benefit from this, I guarantee you that we will go there and we will make sure that I would like to get each one of them involved in the society. Here's something else that I did. I would like to get it out there, and I'm sorry, but I do not believe in the dictionary meaning of feminism. The dictionary defines feminism as the advocacy of equal rights based on the equality of sexes. Now, I am aboard on the first part of that definition. I do believe that we deserve equal rights, but I do not believe in the equality of sexes. Because, ladies and gentlemen, my definition of feminism is not letting a woman be what a man can be, but letting a woman be whatever a woman wants to be, and not limiting a woman to the achievements of a man. Does everyone over here feel me? And is everyone on board with this definition? Thank you so much. So next, what I realized was that women in domestic households who do not have a lot of opportunities, a lot of awareness, even they are left out. And even they are somewhere along the same lines as I was, a left out person. And that is why I started a podcast called Conventionalizing the Unconventional, where I had a female guest speaker on my episode, and I made the point that the guest shares their journey of how they traversed through their hobbies and occupations and established themselves as milestones, not compared to men, but compared to themselves and their inner version. And that is how their platform not only served as the guest being included in the society, but it reached out to the wider audience, to those domestic women who were not included, but got an awareness and got to know stories that similar women go through, and so get themselves involved in the society. I see a lot of women over here, and believe me, it will be a pleasure if any one of you wants to join me on my podcast as a guest. I would be very honored to have each and every one of your stories, if you wish to share so, on my podcast, so it can actually reach each and every part of the country and maybe even the world through my podcast. But I really feel that it is very important that we engage each and every person in the society. Now, going back to the part where my friend and I had problems. Yes, it has been 2 years and we've moved on. We've made amends to our friendship, and we may not have achieved the ideal friendship that we really were at, but all I do is believe in affirmations. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a strong believer of affirmations and believe that whatever you send out to the universe is ultimately what comes back to you. So what I, at this particular point, am doing is just sending out positive vibes to the universe that maybe somewhere my friend and I will achieve the level of friendship that we had earlier, so that the universe can, with all its power, give that friendship back to me. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what I mean to say is that in this Indore World Summit, our theme is Sustainable Development Goals. And ladies and gentlemen, in my definition of sustainable economic growth of not just countries but the whole world, we cannot limit sustainability to environment problems. We cannot limit sustainability to pollution, congestion, access to healthcare, child poverty, child labor. But what I feel is that if we want to have sustainable economic growth, we need to include every section of the society in a wholesome manner. To have sustainable economic growth, we need to have inclusivity of those women in domestic households. To have sustainable economic growth, we need to have inclusivity of those elderly that are there and are struggling to get included in the society. And ladies and gentlemen, it basically establish a platform where everyone can come out, share their problems, get included, get to know that people can relate to each other and they're not just left out, and not just physically help and maintain the health of human beings, but actually take a toll on their mental health and get to know what they're going through. I believe that over the course of my address and my journey, I don't know if you have figured out what my topic is or what not my topic is. But what I do feel is that, ladies and gentlemen, this is my vision and this is my journey of life and my say on what is actually sustainable economic growth. Thank you so much. This is Pragun.